Adriana, I'm running a little bit behind. Hold on, you're coming in. There you go. You got the mic. Now turn
Okay.
on your camera. It just automatically turns everything off. And I'm sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. My last
Oh
client.
no, that's okay.
Um, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am
Oh
excellent. Are
my
you
gosh, I'm so
ready?
excited.
Me too. Me too. Okay, I do have a question to ask you before we get started.
Okay.
Okay. And it's very random.
Okay.
And let me tell you how my brain works with all this. First, I'm going to ask you this, then I'm going to feel for 10 seconds, then I'm going to give you the intro, and then we're just going to go full on into it. Um,
Okay.
so my phone, I was in between sessions for about a second. I got out late of my last one, took a deep breath, had a sip of my drink, and then came in here.
Okay.
When I did that, I went to go and clear out my other spirit box thing and I went to go and turn it back on. And when I did, my Safari opened up on my phone and there was a link on top that I guess my fat finger clicked it and it caused it
Mhm.
to go to a, how like Google has like something on it, you click and it goes to another page.
Uh-huh.
So it was for Shrek and everything happens for a reason. Is there anything significant to do? This could be with you, this could be the person that you want to channel or anything like that, either with April or with 2001.
Yes.
Okay, don't tell me why, but let me show you. So it opened up to this.
Okay.
Okay, and there's Shrek, essentially.
Okay.
And I'm not saying anything as far as like Shrek goes. I don't think we have anything to do with Shrek. But the way that spirits come across and talk is that number one, I've realized that everything happens for a reason.
Hmm.
Absolutely everything. The stupid thing, there was a reason why this happened. And it
Okay.
either goes along with maybe it's somebody's favorite movie, it could go along with a date, it could go along with somebody's birthday, death date, anniversary, anything like that. But
Hmm.
the way that they tell me about like dates and years and birthdays is I don't remember, my whole life, right? Like just like we don't remember what we had for lunch last Wednesday normally,
Yeah.
right? And so the way that they bring up dates in my head is sometimes they will pick out random songs. Sometimes they will pick out just a random movie that I've seen at some point in my life and I have to Google it. And usually the date goes along with something significant or the main name of it. So apparently, when I fat fingered my phone, that is why that happened. Okay, so we'll have to
Okay.
figure out what that is, but
Okay.
cool. Good job.
Okay.
That makes
Yes.
me feel good. So
Just
I'm
starting
gonna
out strong. Okay.
it is. It's starting off all the way. So just FYI, if I
Okay.
ever look at my phone, I have my spirit box on. And
Okay.
when I have this on, I can't zoom in when the words show up. So if something cool shows up, I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'll show you. I'm going to my photos and I'll open up larger. Okay, so you can see
Okay.
it too.
Okay.
Um, let me shut up really quick and let me just kind of feel. So essentially everybody feels differently. There's a spirit that just showed up. That's why I started smiling because there's this feeling of like, oh, hey, what's going on? Like that. That's what it felt like. Um, fun. What? I wonder if this was you. Hang on. Oh, I wonder if they were talking about you. All right. There was somebody. Huh. Hold on. But you're not the daughter, right? You're not the daughter, right? You're like, hold on. Was there a daughter involved with this person?
I am a daughter.
Oh,
I mean,
you oh, okay. Okay. Somebody was talking about so let me tell you what was happening in my head. So earlier today, I was out filming spooky content at a cemetery.
Mhm.
And when I got there, or as I was driving out there, it takes about 45 minutes to get out to the middle of freaking nowhere. And I heard this voice in my head, which is normal. And they were talking about how there was this woman that is a daughter. I don't know if it's their daughter, but is a daughter. And they were saying, man, she's grown up. She's so beautiful. She's so great. And I need you to tell her that. I need you to tell her that I watched her grow up. And I go, okay. I'll let her know. I don't know who this is. And they're like, no, you've got to really do it. You have to really do it. And then
Mhm.
they disappeared, like they were gone. And then I walked into the
Oh,
cemetery. But I think that that has to do with you. And tell me, they're slightly upset, or they find it stupid of their passing, so we'll have to figure out what happened.
okay.
They're like, ah, like that. And tell me, are you talking about your grandmother? Is that who you're talking about? Or are you talking about mother being grandmother? Which one are you talking about? Hang on. Mm, apparently everybody has a lot of strong opinions in your family, which is good. I mean, that's okay. That's fine. And there must be a lot of there. I don't know what they're talking about with this. Do you have like two or three aunts? Or are
Um,
there three women that are above you? And I guess that would be maybe like mom, grandmother, and aunt. Or who are the three women? Is that that?
um, well, it could be my mom and my two sisters.
Oh, three. Okay, okay. Are they a little bit older than you? Are they bossy to
Oh
you?
no. They're not, I mean, my sisters are younger than me. I'm the oldest,
They're the oldest.
but
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
No,
Like
no, that's okay. That may be a thing, and it may
okay,
be that I'm just not synced into their energy enough yet. And because they go
okay.
like this, they go the three women that are around her. They're the next tier, or they take care of her. They're with her, like they're her wings essentially. And I go, oh, okay. And
Mm,
they just keep talking about that. And why? They like your house. They like the place that you're at. They like where you're living at. They
mm.
are. Tell me, you're wanting to move? Like, you don't wanna stay here for very long? Or, like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I actually been thinking about moving.
Oh.
So and I just bought this house like a year ago. And so I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I kind of want to move.
Okay, okay. They go like this. They go, "It's a beautiful house." I said, "It's a house or an apartment?" They go, "No, no, no, it's a house." They go, "But, she's already thinking about moving." I said, "No, she's not. Shut up." And they go, "Yes." And I go, "Okay." And so I'm gonna tell you to give it when? Mm. Stay here for 1 year, March of 2026, you'll move. Or March
Okay.
of 2026, you'll end up finding something. Like that's when it's going to start shifting. So just wait. So anything that you look at before or anything that you go, I think this is a good idea, don't do it.
Okay.
Okay. Before March of 2026.
Okay.
And why? Tell me. I what? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Where? I, he's like very proud of you. There's a lot of proud. There's where? It's interesting. You have a feeling about you, about how you need to be in administration of some sort, or like higher tier, like, or but you also have this entrepreneurial feeling about you, which is very interesting, and that all can go along with like,
Mm,
you know administration, or owning your own business, or do your own thing, or something like that.
mhm.
Did you consider a long time ago going medical, but like you didn't like blood, or like you didn't want to go that route?
Yeah, I'm not good with medical anything. Like I cannot.
Nothing at all. Okay, okay, because
Yeah.
they put you in scrubs, but then they turn you into a doctor, and then they say, "Oh no, but it would have worked out because
Yeah.
there's this
No, no, no.
to it."
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
agree with you, and so that's a good idea. And they're talking about how why? Hold on. Who? Weird. So you're dating somebody right now? You're with somebody right now?
I am dating someone. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Okay, they go like this. I said, "Oh, is she married?" I said, "Is that what's going on?" They go, "No, but he can wake up here." And I go, "Oh, okay." And so that means that they can come over and spend the night if they wanted to, or that just means you're dating somebody.
Oh, okay.
And they're talking about how, tell me. Hold on. I don't know if it's the right one. Um, I don't. Weird. Have you ever considered like I don't know what does that mean? Hmm. Have you ever considered dating anybody that was like either like actively? No, I don't want you to be active. But like ex-military?
No.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
there's
mean,
a
I don't think I know
random
anyone that's
I
ex-military.
I know you don't I know, not right now. That's what I was like, have you ever considered that? So there may be but the person you're dating right now does have a job. They do work. They do get tired. Like they are doing their shit. They are getting it done because that's what he says. He says that they're, getting stuff done. But essentially, I mean, I like it. I don't know if they're on your level. I don't
Hmm.
know. It just doesn't feel, I mean, it's good. Like it's fine. Y'all been dating for more than a year?
No.
Not yet. Okay. I'm going to have to say
This
that
is kind of new.
what? Oh, it's new. Okay. I'm going to say that maybe even it goes along like maybe up to a year
Mm,
and then it like nicks on tricks like
mm.
done and because he shows me a puzzle piece but then he talked about how the puzzle piece doesn't exactly fit and you can't like slam it into it essentially it's like not going to and he says but that's okay it's fine I think that you end up like getting with somebody that is either like they were in the Air Force
Hmm.
for like 10 years or they were in the Navy. It's one or the other. They're not crazy. They don't have PTSD, like nothing like that. But it's somebody that could, help you and get your shit done with you all at the same time. So we'll just see. I
Okay.
don't think it's now though.
Okay.
There's also a random feeling. Tell me, what about him? Why? So we're trying to connect with your dad?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. I go like this. I said, "Who are you?" I said, "Are you like an ex-boyfriend?" I said, or something. Or are you like an ex-husband or what? And he says, "No, stupid. I'm your dad." I go, "Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Thank you for telling me." And essentially, we're having an argument in my head, and he just adores you. No wonder he was in my car talking about his daughter. That's you. Oh, he was so needy. He's a strong individual. Like he doesn't like to ask for help. And he's a strong individual and he was coming this is exactly how it felt. He's like this. He's sitting in my truck with me and he's like, hold on, let me get my mic. He's like, you gotta you gotta let her know. Please tell her that I watch her. And she's a little girl. She was a little girl and she's grown up into such a beautiful woman. You have to tell her. And he's flashing me all these images. And I'm like, all right, dude, it's 11. Like, chill. And oh, so was that you talking about April? Is anybody birthday in April? Or like is something dealing with April? I don't think anybody's named April. Or is somebody in Aries? I guess I could also be what is that? Very end of March.
March or April?
Mm-hmm.
March or April? No, not that I can think of.
Mm-hmm. Okay, leave that there. So one of the things that may be a thing, um, is that since we were just talking about the boyfriend, or since we were just talking about the person that you're dating, it
Mhm.
could be that March or April is significant in that because he shows me Aries. So it could be that maybe something weird happens, or it could be that there is something to do with that. So we'll just have to see.
Okay.
Okay, so just wait. And
Hmm.
why? Tell me what happened. Hold on. He likes your mom. Um, hold on. Was were him and your mom like at the point of his passing? Were they not in a great place in their marriage at his passing?
They weren't married.
Why?
They just weren't, yeah, they weren't together at the time.
Yeah. Okay. He goes like this. He says, man, their mother's beautiful. And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. He says, but That's all he gives me this feeling. And then he puts separate or he
Yeah.
puts not on the same page. And I go,
Yeah.
okay. And he's talking about how why he likes to flirt. He's a very nice guy, but he also likes to flirt. He's funny.
Yeah.
He
That's him.
he absolute because he's like he keeps showing me or flashing me an image of what would be like a half smile, like, "Oh, look how cute," like that type of energy.
Yeah.
And what happened? What was going on? Hold on. Okay, so let me tell you how I do this as we get into this now. So, because he's here, obviously he's talking. So, number one, I'm gonna have my little pen. All I do is scribble the entire time, and what it does is essentially when spirits talk, they talk in waves. So they give me a lot of information, and then they give me absolutely nothing, and then they do it
Okay.
again. And so, in between those waves, I get freaked out because I'm like, are you going to come back? And so essentially, when I scribble, it kind of like keeps me neutral. The
Okay.
next thing is when they come in and they talk really in four different ways. And the same way they talk to me is the same way they will talk to you. So as we channel, I like to tell you how I get stuff. And so that way, when you go on about your normal daily life, you can go, oh, weird. Amy got that. I wonder if that's
Mhm.
the same thing. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
So what happens is they will talk in signs and symbols, and they may show me. I just got really dizzy. They may show me something like a pineapple. That means that they're from Florida. They'll put all these little symbols in my head that I've created, and I'll tell you what I believe it is. The second
Okay.
thing is that they will talk in only feelings. So he's talking in half feelings. So if they wanted to talk about how they were taken off life support, they would bring up the feeling in me of when I took my dad off life support.
Mm.
Everything that they talk in feelings is based on my own experiences.
Okay.
So remember with this that I haven't seen, felt, and done everything. So they will
Yeah.
try to get me as close as possible, but there are some
Mm.
things that I just I don't know, like certain illnesses and stuff. The third thing is that they will talk by taking my own memories and my own experiences, and they will bring them up at any point in my life, and they will kind of put them in a certain timeline and say, this is what it's like. And then the last thing is they will talk in words. So right now he's trying to put a name in my head. We're gonna have to look into that. But remember with names, I haven't heard every single name. So
Yeah.
sometimes a name may come across as like, oh, do you know a Travis? And you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's my uncle. Or sometimes I'll be like, somebody's talking about a tray or a tray. And you're like, oh, well, there's a Trayvon. That was his best
Mhm.
friend. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh,
okay.
okay. And it's because I don't know any Trayvons and I actually don't know
Mhm.
any Travises. And so they
Mm.
will bring up the closest to it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is how that works. Hang on. Tell me about her. Hang on. Where? What happened? What happened? What happened? He's walking around in just a normal room. Where are you at? Which for me means that and you didn't get to say goodbye to him before he crossed. Like there was nothing. There was like no closure that went with that, correct? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me what happened because he's walking around and I said, "What happened to you, dude? How did you get here?" And he says, "Oh, we don't got to go into that." I said, "Yeah, we do." I said, "So was your daughter with you? Was she not? What type of closure?" He goes, "No, no, not at all." And I go, "Oh, okay." And he what? Hang on. So he was dating somebody else so at that point, but they weren't married though.
Right.
Okay. He says he just showed me a pair of legs and pantyhose. I don't know why. And he says, but we weren't married though. And I go, okay. And hang on. Did you? I wonder he's talking about blood. Uh Something to do with blood. He is showing me, I mean, clearly we all have it, but like blood has a big deal to do with this. I don't know why. Um uh, uh, um, maybe the blood wouldn't stop flowing. Maybe blood is something. Maybe, hold on. He shows me blood clots. He shows me blood disease. He shows me blood. He shows me all this. And then he just feels like this. Ah, so this means like life is unfair or this is unfair. So he's adding that all in together. And he's a little upset at this lady. I think we're more upset at another guy, which is interesting, or like there's another guy involved somehow, or maybe he was like with a guy. I don't know. Um, Hold on. What does that mean? Did your dad like end up bleeding out?
Yeah.
Really? He keeps showing me that. He says it wouldn't clot. It wouldn't clot. I said, "Did you have like sickle cell?" And he goes, "No." And then he's talking about how it's something to do with trauma. Like my son has sickle cell. And he why?
Um,
What happened with that? What is that about?
his girlfriend at the time murdered him and stabbed him to death. Yeah.
That's why she's mad. That's why he's mad at her. I
Yeah.
bet. And she walked around his body as he was dying.
Yeah.
She's showing her legs as she walks around him while he's dying. And so she was mad at him for talking to somebody else. Okay, she goes like this. He says, "Amy, it was like a reverse crime of passion." And I said, "Well,
Mhm.
what do you mean by that?" And she's talking about how why? And she did get her ass arrested though.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so she was pleading that she was God, I can't even think while I'm channeling. She was pleading that she was trying to protect herself.
Yeah.
Okay. He says, I said, did she commit a lot of times in these cases they'll commit suicide. And she says, no, 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 no. He says, they locked your ass up in jail. And I go, okay. And says, you know what she had to say? That I was coming after her. And he says, oh, well, maybe I was like slightly aggressive. I said, okay. I said, well, what really went down? What was going on? And where? Weird. It's almost surprise oh my god, I he made me smell it. Like, your poor dad. No wonder I wanna let you know, people that get murdered and that pass this way, they will show up sometimes weeks before to hop in my head to make sure. So that is why he was with me, because it was so intense. And it just says confusion and how? This is very, very young. But do you know if he was like maybe 30? How
My
old
dad
was
passed.
Yeah, was he like
Um,
35? How
he
old
was
was
like
he?
26.
He was that young?
Yeah. I was only 8 years old at the time.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh my god, because he goes like this. I said, "How old were you?" I said, "Were you in your 40s or like what was going on?" And he says, "No, no, no." He says, "I was younger than you." And I
Yeah.
said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." He says, "Like at least 5 years." So I'm 36 right now. And I'm like, "Okay, maybe he's 30." And he what? Tell me. Hang on. Ah, it's like she got his spleen or she got his lung. It's all, and there is nothing they could come back from that. Like there's absolutely no way that he could have like been
Yeah.
surgically saved or anything like that.
Right.
And
She hit a main
yeah,
artery.
she did. Okay, because he's talking about it.
Yes.
Just yeah. And why? Hang on. So she's out of prison now?
Yeah, she only got 3.5 years. And then she actually committed another crime and murdered someone else, and now she's in jail for that. She's doing, I think, 20 years for that. But she only got 3.5 years. She did a plea um because she was pregnant at the time with my sister.
What a
Yeah.
crazy bitch. Excuse
Yeah.
my French, but what
I
a
know.
crazy bitch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I go, so how long did she get? I said life or like what was going on? He says, no, 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 they let her off easy. They let her
Yeah.
off easy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm glad she's there and I hope she stays there. And I hope they all testify against her over and over and over again and keep her ass there.
Me
And
too.
tell me, why? But you get along with that sister though?
Um, I don't really know her that well, but she called me recently and we spoke a little bit.
Oh my God, that's cool. Okay. He goes like this. I said, so what about that sister? I said, does she hate her? I said, is there a lot of animosity? And he goes, no, they're cool.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, okay. So good. So know that he knows about that. And why? Tell me. Uh, can I tell you something? In my head, I know that he didn't sound like this, but the voice that your dad chooses to use, he sounds like Chris Rock on Stand Up Comedian.
Oh
Like
my God.
he's talking.
Literally everybody said that. That is so crazy. Everybody used to say that. That is so crazy. Yes,
Shut up.
I swear. I'm so serious. That's literally crazy.
That's
Yeah.
what he's that's what he sounds like.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's walking around and he keeps taking his face and putting it on Chris Rock's face. And he says,
Yeah.
and you know what? Blah 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 blah. And he's walking around on a stage in my brain. And I go, what are you doing? He says, this is what I sound like. I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So know that it's really him.
Okay. Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
If that's
It's
if
this
that's
is
anything. I wonder if this is you as well. Do you have a tattoo here?
yeah, I have a tattoo on my side. Birds on my
He
side.
came in my last session at the very end. And what is that? What does that have to do? What is that with anything?
It's birds. And it was for my five siblings. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Do you happen to
Mhm.
have a cardinal on there as well?
No, I don't know. They're just like out, they're like silhouettes of
Little
birds.
little outlines of birds. Okay, okay. So let
Okay.
me tell you what happened. So at the very end of my last session,
Okay.
very end, somebody went up and they touched me right here and they said, talk about the tattoo that's right here. And I look at my client, I've read her before, her name's Lori, and I go, Lori, I said, you don't have a tattoo right here, right? She goes, no. I go, weird. I said, I can feel it. And then
Mhm.
somebody showed me cardinals over and over again, which
Mhm.
is birds. So that I'm just gonna say that goes with that.
Okay.
And then I go, you don't no cardinal tattoos. I said, no, right? And she goes, no. And so that's you. So he's like trying to recognize all that. And why? Come back over here. Where'd you go? There's nothing happening in my brain right now. Okay.
Oh,
He's trying to gear up. He's talking about you. Hold on. He likes how you love yourself now. He likes how I guess you've come out of, and I don't want to call it destructive, but um negative behavior or treating your body bad or destructive behavior, like personally, emotionally, mentally. And the example would be, I don't know if this is the exact thing, this is what he's pulling from my head, is like if somebody is drinking too much and throws up and then tries to like compensate by eating good the next day and then does it again, and he's talking about coping with the emotional trauma and bullshit, and he says that like you're making a big effort to kind of like pull yourself up and do better or be better. um and he says like you got to keep going, you got to keep doing this, and you're doing a good job, and he's walking with you. He does love you. He absolutely loves you. He didn't know how to be the best dad at that point too, because he was so young, and he loves you completely, but he was thinking with his PP a lot. Okay. But he thinks that you are phenomenal. You are his baby. You are his everything. And he says that, tell me, he says he always wanted to buy you a car, but he didn't have the money to do it. And he's very proud of like what you're doing. And so you have a new car right now?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a year or two. Okay, yeah. He goes like this. He makes it go beep beep, and then he says that it's like new or like new-ish or brand new. And
Yeah.
he says he's like very proud of you, and so he rides with you. There's also, what do you mean by that? I need you to get a BMW at some point. I don't know why. Hold on. Hold on. What is that? Weird. Have you looked into a Jaguar?
Not really.
Okay, okay. There's something now, I don't know every single car brand, but it's something different. It's not Mercedes, it's not Audi, it's not
Oh,
that.
my
It's
car. I
what?
mean, the car I
Uh-huh.
currently have, it's a Genesis, so it's very different. I
Oh,
don't
it
know.
is. That's because
Okay.
he keeps showing me this low profile, cool, fast, like could be
Yeah.
two-seater, edgy,
Okay.
and he says that it's really good looking. And I'm like, is this a Jag? Is this
Yeah.
it's a Gen I fucking love Genesis. Those are great.
Yeah.
And so know that he likes it. Oh yeah, Genesis are great.
Okay.
10 out of 10. But it's
Yes.
different. And
Yes.
he what? Come here.
Hmm.
I need you to get a little dog. I know you're
No.
busy all the
Oh
time.
my
Yes,
gosh.
I need you to. Can you do it?
Oh my gosh. My
Okay.
child, my daughter is killing me for a dog. She wants
Oh,
a puppy so bad. That's what she wanted for
yes.
Christmas. She's like, I want a dog.
Mom, get on the stick. Get on the stick and get her something. I mean, you could go, to the pound and adopt something if you wanted to, but honestly, at the same time, this is going to be really random. Have you, could you actually look into getting her something like a wiener dog? Or something that would be smaller like that, not too incredibly small, but
Okay.
like, or a Frenchie or something dealing with, something like that size.
Okay. That's
Okay,
interesting.
that way it's not too big. And the only reason is because let me ask why. There was a reason. He just put it in my head. It's a feeling. So let me go back over it. Hang on. I love pit bulls. I don't want you to do a pit bull. I don't want you to do um a golden doodle. I don't want you to do hold on, or a Doberman. It's like I want you to keep it a little bit smaller, and it's because it's going to make more sense later on, and it's going to make more sense to you and her later on. Also, I really need you to watch yourself for like low iron and
Oh my God.
hardcore.
Oh my God.
Yeah, why, what's up with that?
Well, I've always had like low iron, but literally like yesterday or the day before yesterday, I felt so dizzy and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I was talking to my girlfriend and I'm like, girl, I don't know like what's wrong with me. She's like, is your iron low? And I was like, I don't know. I'll just take 2 iron pills. So I took 2 iron pills and I felt better. And I was like, oh, it must have been my iron. And I literally was just thinking like, oh my gosh, I gotta remember to take my iron pills. That is so crazy. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And let me tell you why that. So how do dogs wrap into iron? Okay, so this
Okay.
is where it's weird. So you're going to be fine. Your daughter's going to be good. But I want you to think of when you have a dog, it's going into like a 14 to 18-year investment, right? Of time. It just is. That's what it is. Unless you get like a Great Dane, you're working at like 8 to 10 years, right? Like that's it.
Yeah.
And I I think the iron, I need you to take really good care of yourself, but I think it may be harder for you to pick things up, or like you're going to have a lot of joint pain, or you're going to have a lot of like lethargy or lethargic and stuff like that
Mm,
dealing in about 8 9 years. Now, it's not the fact that you're going to die, you're not going anywhere, but with a larger dog or a bigger one, you're gonna make yourself more exhausted than if you
mm.
can just go and be like, all right, get the fuck over here with me, come on, let's go,
Yeah.
right? And so they're talking about in the long haul, but it's nothing, there's no cancer. It's just
Mm.
essentially, like either hormones or iron, or and it's just going to continue. So, or nephrology. Like I just need you to get seen in a few years. Um, hold on. Let me look up this one thing. Somebody keeps popping this in my brain. Let me figure out what this is.
Okay.
Hold on. Disease. Interesting. Hold on. Mm, hmm. Okay, down the line, just get get your thyroid checked.
Mm,
Uh, no cancer or anything like that, but I'm wondering if you're gonna have some interesting, like, just keep this in the back of your head. I want you to look up Graves' disease, Graves, later.
mm,
It's nothing that kills you. It's nothing bad. It just makes you exhausted and kind of like feel like shit. You have to really watch your health,
mm,
and you're fine. You'll have days of greatness, and sometimes you'll be like, my God, I'm exhausted. Um,
mm.
but just watch yourself for that. And that deals around the thyroid, allow around that area. And it can also make you have low iron
Okay.
as well. Okay.
Perfect.
But it's not now. Nobody's dying, but
Okay.
that's future. And tell me, hold on, who was that? Oh, so who's the Capricorn birthday? Or what's the Capricorn about? Who's that?
Capricorn. My dad was a Capricorn.
Oh, your dad's the Capricorn. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, so it's your dad. Okay, somebody just showed me Capricorn over and over and over again. So that's your dad.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, Capricorn. And the guy that I'm currently seeing, he's a Capricorn
Oh,
as
that
well.
would be another thing. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. They kept showing me
Oh
the
no, no,
symbol
no.
over and over again.
Actually,
What?
no. I think he's actually a Leo. No,
Oh,
he's a
even
Leo.
worse. Okay.
Okay.
No, that's okay. No, I'm messing with you. Hold on. No, Leos are great for
Okay.
anybody that sees
Capricorn.
this.
Capricorn, my
Tell
dad.
me. Yeah, Capricorn is your dad, so he's saying
Mhm.
that. And who? Do we have a Jess or a Jessica or a JE name anywhere?
A girl?
I don't know. Somebody just put so they're that's gonna be part of that whole like putting a name in my head, but I may not know the exact name.
The only name that's really coming through to me is Jeff, which is
Oh.
an X.
Oh, okay. JE name. I'm okay with that. But that's not daughter's dad though, correct? That's
Mm,
just an X.
um,
Jeff is
no.
not. Jeff is just an X
No, 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 no.
together.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's okay. Hold on. Let's ask about that. Hang on. And so you had been talking to Jeff like long term, and then you finally got tired of the shit and you cut it all off.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes like this. I hear you go, "Oh, God, I just can't do it anymore." And your dad's
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I know you can't do it anymore. You should have cut it off a long freaking time ago. Like I'm here for it."
yeah.
And so just that's what's happening. So he's trying to recognize that.
Okay.
And tell me about her. He's talking about your feet.
Oh,
Why is he talking about feet? Yeah, weird. What is up with feet?
we have big feet in our family.
Oh,
If that's probably what
because
it is. It's
he goes
literally,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
all of our feet are huge. So
Oh, are you like a 10? What are you right now?
I'm a nine. I'm only 5'5" and I'm a nine. My daughter is, yeah, my daughter's a seven in women and she's 9 years old. It's literally insane.
My
Yeah.
God, yes, that would exactly
My
be why. Yep,
sister,
she showed. And your sister's what? Tell me.
a 10. My sister's a 10.
Your
And she's
sister's the
like,
10.
yes.
Okay, so that's
Mhm.
why. Yeah, I asked, I said, "What is this?" They showed me an image. So my ex-husband, he had flat feet. And but
Mm,
I used to I would joke with him that his feet were skis, like because they were
mm.
really, really big.
Oh,
And I go, "Is this the thing?" And he goes, "No, no, 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 they're not flat." He goes, "But talk about their feet." I go, "Oh, okay." And so that's just a funny little acknowledgement that nobody knows. And tell me, go back over here. Where? Where? And in your where? Where? So were they living in like a bottom floor apartment at that point when he had his life taken away from him?
um, I think so.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not too sure, but I think so.
That's okay. And where? But he was paying for it?
Oh, I don't know anything about
You
that.
Okay, that's okay. He goes like this. He says they were in my apartment, and I said, "Oh, was this a house or was this not?" He says, "No, no, no." And then he just shows me opening up the door, and it's flat ground. So I said, "Okay, so maybe this is a
Mm,
first floor."
mm.
And he's talking about how did she what? So do you know she stayed on scene? She didn't flee though, correct?
No, she did flee. She
She did flee.
actually went on like a high-speed chase with the police for like an hour. Yeah, she's
He
crazy.
has her walking around on the phone,
Mm,
bop, 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 bop,
mm,
pacing back and forth. And so I'm like, maybe she stayed, and that's what that is. So I wonder if she
mm,
stood with him for a little bit before she
mm,
left. Hold on.
mm,
Oh,
mm.
does 2001 have to deal with passing?
Yes.
Okay. Because I said, why did she call the people on the road? And he says, we didn't have cell phone like that yet.
Mm.
And I know in 2000, I had mine and I got my cell phone in 2004, but I can't
Mhm.
remember if they had them hardcore in 2001.
Yeah.
So that's that. And why? Tell me about that. Where? Hang on. Where? Is your mom's grandmother crossed over?
My mom's, yes. My Nana. Yes.
Yes. He says, tell her I'm chilling up here with her grandmother.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
said, okay. And he says, yeah, we're cool. I go, okay. And I said, well, which side? He says his mom's or mom's. I said, good. So your dad is trying to not only be good for you, but he's trying to be good for your mom to like show her that he's around. And what? Did she not? Hold on. And so you didn't get to say goodbye to her before she left?
Um, no.
It's okay. He goes like this. I said, so what about her? What about the grandmother? What about the Nona? And she says, he goes like this. He says, oh, tell her she's fine. She watches her. She loves her. Oh, it's okay that she didn't get to say goodbye or there wasn't like that type of closure. He says
Yeah.
she's fine. I go, okay, good.
Oh.
And why? Tell me. Where? What about him? Mm, hold on. Is that a K or is that a C? Um, hold on. That's you. You're the A in name. Who is who is that? Your daughter's not named another A name as well, correct?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Who is there another A name of a female? They're giving me the example of somebody if they show me the name Anne. I don't think they're named Anne, but like Anne or Athena or like getting into that area.
Anitra. Anitra.
Oh,
That's my sister.
who's oh, that's your I've never heard that name before. That's a whole yeah. He goes like this. It's an A name, and then he shows me something eclectic like Athena, and I'm like, oh,
There's
okay, pretty
Anitra.
close.
Yes.
Okay, and good job, Dad. And so he's saying hi to her, and what?
Okay.
Oh, how? Anitra is like what? 5 years younger than you?
No, she's 3 months younger than me. I'm the oldest, yeah, and she's 3 months
Oh,
younger than
3 months. Oh my gosh. So
me.
who's the one that is they show me a thing if somebody graduates high school and somebody's just going into high school. So that's 4 years plus one. So who is that far apart from you?
Um, so I have two other little sisters, but they don't have A names. They're Dejiana and Tiana.
Oh, Tiana. Oh, that's where the princess thing comes into play. Somebody was
Oh,
showing me Disney princesses earlier, and I think one of the Disney princesses is named Tiana.
Yes.
Yes, okay, and I was trying to think, I was like, "Belle? Ariel? Like, who is
Yeah.
this?" And the New Orleans one. And so how far apart is she? The Tiana?
Um, so we are 6 years apart.
Okay, I'm okay with that. So he's probably trying to bring her up. So he brought up the first one, and then now he's trying to bring up the other sisters as well.
Okay.
And does he not have
There's a lot of us. Let me just
Yeah, that's what
there's a
he's
lot.
saying. He
There's a
did like
lot.
this he goes boom, 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 and I go, "Oh my god, what
Yeah.
are you doing?"
Yeah.
And hold up, are there like 9 altogether?
Is there 9 of us? I don't know
Are there?
about that. But,
Okay, let me
is he
tell you why.
saying
So this is
9?
what Yeah, so this is what he said. So my dad had 7 daughters, and I'm the youngest of 7. And he's talking about how him and my dad would get along. They're both dead. I said, "Okay, y'all have a great time there." But then he said there's a couple of surprises. Couple, so that's 2. So 7 to 2 is 9. So that's why I'm saying is there 9.
That would be news to me. We recently just kind of found out about another one, but we aren't sure still if like she is or isn't. So we're kind of, I don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to say probably yes, and
Okay.
there will probably be more in the future that show up as well. And just the way it feels, I can I'm gonna put my name on it. I'm going to guarantee that with my whole heart. Okay. Stamping it. It's recorded. And because he's talking about how that smile got around. I said, no shit, really. And go back to
Yeah.
her. Tell me about memory. Hold on. Tell me about that. Go back to her. When uh um so problems with him and your mom were already happening at the time you were born. Like they were already happening. Okay. He says, I wasn't doing what I should have been doing. And I said, well, when did the problems happen? And he's talking about being there for your mom, kind of, when she's pregnant. He's talking about loving you and knowing that you're going to come out. He's talking about showing up when you are born, but I don't think he's like fully there, or he cuts out for a little bit and then comes back. He's talking about how did you know if or I don't know if this is her mother, if this is another woman that would go in line with your mom that was pissed off about him being there when you were born? Or do you know if there was somebody or a woman that
Yeah,
was upset
my
with him?
grandmother didn't really like approve of that relationship.
That's why. Okay, because he makes me feel this edginess coming from this other
Mhm.
woman being like, "Why are you here?" And he says that's what caused him to dip in and out. I said, "Well, you could have just had some balls and stayed there and been like, 'No, I'm going to show up and show out.'" And
Mhm.
he apologizes for you for that. Okay? Because he loves you and he sees it now. He's essentially saying that while he was here on earth, hold on. He's essentially saying that what he can do on the other side for you is so much more than what he could do here, and it was because of his own injustices and his own like, I'm gonna do this. He must have a lot of Aries in him or Gemini in him somewhere, or Libra. It's one of those, because he has this like type of energy about him. And it's funny because he says that, I mean, obviously you're 50% of him because he's your dad, but he says this is how you get like your flirty, smooth nature. It's not from your mom, it's from him. And I go, oh, I gotcha. And he's talking about how you could sell ice to an Eskimo, essentially. And I said, okay, I'm here for that as well. And what? Tell me about her. Hang on. Did you go into finance? What did you go into?
Real estate.
Ah, Okay. He has you signing contracts with a pen.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's good. Okay, he goes like this, and that's the administration. So you're filling out everything, you're signing everything, you're doing everything, and that's why you're kind of own your own business because
Mhm,
you're independent essentially.
mhm.
And he's talking about how he's very proud of you, and that's the selling ice to an Eskimo. And that what? Hang on, is she? Hold on. Interesting. Have you ever considered moving out of your state and going to a different one and getting certified in that state?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
I was thinking
yeah.
about Dallas, Texas.
Yes, absolutely. I think that is a great idea.
Okay. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
shouldn't wait. Should I wait until March of 2026?
I am going to say, now how does that work? So I don't know everything, right? But how does that work as far as like getting your license in another state? How
I
long
just
does
have
that
to
take?
I take a test and
That's it. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to tell you it. I want you to get the test. I want you to take it. I want you to get it. Hold on. I want you to wait to move, or I would even say maybe start doing this during the summer. So like let yourself settle here for a little bit. Start looking in, doing the test thing in about May. And
mhm,
then it just feels like you would get a really, really good deal, not only on home values, but price, but also just it would be a smart financial move if you started looking in around September of this coming year. So 2025, August, and I think that it may take you, until December to get something. And I bet what ends up happening is that they either do, instead of doing a 30-day close, they do like a 60-day or a 90-day close. And so then
mhm,
what I'm feeling is you settling in March
mhm.
if you
Okay.
do that. So
Okay.
and it just feels, and I've gotten this a couple of times, but I think the insurance rates are going to plummet, or I think they're going to go to, not the insurance, but the percentage or whatever. I can't even think about it right now. I'm so sorry about that. My brain is like mush when I channel.
I get what
Um,
you're saying.
you get what I'm saying? I think it's going to go down 2 or 3%, and so I think you're going to get more home or what you want if
Okay.
you wait till the second part of the year, so like after May.
Okay.
Okay, but I think it's great. I also want you to look, instead of doing Fort Worth, I want you to look around Plano.
Okay.
Okay.
That's so crazy because that is one of the places that I was looking. Like, yeah. That and a lot of people had recommended that area to me. They were like, "Oh, I
Oh,
think Plano, Plano, Plano." So that's great to know.
somebody showed me an airplane and they put O, and I was like, oh, this must be plane O. That's what that is. So I
Mm,
want you to look over there. I think it's a really, really good idea. And then I would also like you to not only, sell homes in Dallas and look at homes in Dallas, but I would also like you to like spread out your thing to like Tyler in that area as well. So kind of like get the people that are trying to buy land and acreage and nice houses like outside the city.
okay.
Okay, so kind of like spread your wings on that, and I think that it'll work out amazingly well.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but yeah, your dad is your guide. He is definitely okay. He
Mhm.
adores you, and he is very, very fun. And apparently, he's Chris Rock. And hold on, let me ask him something, and then I want to see if you have any questions as well. And he's going to continue to try to get in my head over the next couple of days because if he was with me at 11 o'clock, he's going to try to be with me tonight and tomorrow as well. Um, hold on, what? Mm. Are you deciding that you're not going to be buying yourself any more like costume jewelry and you're only going to try to put and invest in like real pieces all the way through?
Um, I just bought a piece of jewelry that I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
that
really make that decision, but
okay, what was it? What did you buy? What was
I
it?
had I just bought a watch from
So it was
Cartier.
a nice watch. Yes. Oh my God, good job. Yeah, he went through and he says she's buying quality pieces now and she's going to implement them and that's going to be a trend. And he says continue that. So just know
Mm.
that's what he's saying. He's saying congratulations on that. Okay. And why? Hang on. Oh, where? Where? Weird. Was your dad ever around Baltimore?
No, the guy I'm dating is from Baltimore, and I literally have been in Baltimore the past like 2 weeks. I've never been to Baltimore before. That was my first time. I've been twice in like 2 weeks. Yeah, insane. Not 2 weeks. It's been like 3 weeks now, but yeah.
It's okay. It's the same thing. He goes like this. He says, "Oh, and tell her I've been in and out of Baltimore."
That is
I
so
go,
crazy.
uh-huh. I go random. He says, "I don't really like it." I go, "Oh, okay." And so he's talking about that. So he's been with you. He's been taking care of you.
So crazy. That's so funny.
Okay. So yeah. So good job, Dad. So for right now, do you have any questions for me? Because I am gonna have to run to my next session before they kick my ass. But is there
Um,
anything for him, me, anything?
okay, yeah. One thing I did want to ask was just, is there a photo
Mm.
anywhere of him with my two younger sisters, Day and T? I've I can they don't have one, they've never had one, and that's like I really want
Yeah.
them to have that.
You know that may be what he's trying to bring up with hold on. It's almost like maybe there would be one of them standing in front and then the other one kind of like playing behind a couch or like the other one walking away. So one kid is staying and the other one is moving. Um he has a sister. Your dad has a sister?
No,
Weird. Who would be the female that would have all the pictures that would be his side of the family?
it would be my grandmother, but my grandmother
Oh,
passed. And then recently, his dad, just a couple months ago, or a month ago, passed. And I took all the photos from my grandpa's house and went through all of them, and I can't find anything. So I was just hoping that there was
they're
something.
gone now. Yeah, okay. Because he goes like this. He said there was this woman, that's the mom, and that had all the photos. She kept all the photos. Um, and then he talks about transferring them. So that's transferring them to you.
Mm.
Hold on. There's no how I was gonna say, I go, can you go back through this house and go look again? And he goes, no, no, no. So
Yeah.
that's why. And so he has a photo sticky. Like if you there's sticky stuff and it pulls it
Huh.
apart. Hold on. Nope, there's no film, there's no nothing like that. Um hold on. Weird. No, and just to confirm, you took all the totes or like the boxes of everything from her house, and they're all unpacked. You don't have them in your garage or anything, correct?
No, I don't have them. Mm-mm.
Yeah, good, good, good.
But
Okay.
like I was just thinking like maybe if like in my grandpa's house or something or someone like I don't know, like if is there someone I could reach out to?
I I think that there is one,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that it's stuck to
Mm-hmm.
another one, and they pull it apart.
And they
It
realize that it's
doesn't feel like it's at your house.
mm,
But and it feels like when somebody finds this, it's a happy accident. So
mm,
it and
yeah,
for me, this would almost feel like maybe I don't think it's in like a photo book. I think it's like in a book or it's
mm,
between pages or it's between something and it falls out.
mm.
But it almost feels like it's just like another member of the family, but I don't think there's any other members of the family left that would
Okay.
have that. So I don't know who or what or where. I'm gonna say give it about 3 to 4 years. I think
Mm,
it's going to end up either organically showing up online somehow, like somebody
mm, mm.
or like somebody takes it, tags you. I don't know how, I don't know why, because I don't think you're really close to any of those people. Um, or they end up like tagging you or talking to you and then you end up getting it. There
Okay.
is one, but it's not like a good family photo. It's like somebody's
Mm,
here and then somebody's running off. But
mm,
I think there is one, but I think it's going to take a while to find it
okay.
or for it to show up. Okay.
Um,
And then what else?
and then I did have another question. Is there a sign that I need to be aware of that my
Oh
dad
God,
is sending me?
oh God. So this is the whole thing with signs. They are everywhere. They are everything. Essentially, just like with what happened to me when I was going to the cemetery. That was a sign.
Mm,
And I just had to be open to it. So I don't want you to just limit the signs to butterflies and birds and bees and all that stuff because it's everything. It's when you go into the grocery store and
mm,
you just happen to randomly listen to the music that's on and it says like I love you so much, you're my daughter. Like that is a sign. You just happen to listen to that.
mm,
Or when you're driving down the street and you have to slam on your brakes because some asshole stops in front of you, and when you look up there's a person holding the sign that would say your dad's name and you're like,
mm.
odd.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a sign. Anything that's interesting, particular, and out of place, I want you to notice where you look, what you're listening to, all these random little things. All of those, I call them little Easter eggs. They're
Mm,
constantly there bringing it up and putting in your world, and you're going to get this little feeling of like, that's suspicious. That's a sign.
okay.
Okay. And so if you need me or anything like that, please let me know. But I want you to talk to your dad and tell him you love him. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And I love you. And it was a pleasure talking to you. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anytime, Adriana. I love you.
Thank
Bye.
you.